Hello, beautiful human. Thanks for clicking on our conversation with Little Mix. They haven't been in our studio since 2017, so we have a lot to discuss, including an album that came out in November called Confetti. They've lived a lot of life since last time we saw them, so yeah, we got things to talk about. A lot of things. Leave your honest feedback in the comment section below. Hit like, and I'm begging you to subscribe, because without that subscription, we won't be able to keep interviewing people. So please, subscribe. Here we go.
Let's do this. Zach Show.
Hello, beautiful human. My name is Zach. That is Dan. And yeah, we welcome Lil Mix.
Woo! Hey!
Hello.
Jade. You are missed. All of you. Seriously, you guys on our couch 2017. How many years ago is that, Daniel?
That's like 4 or 5 years ago. 4.
That's wild.
Crazy.
One of the most amazing moments in our studio's history, and one of the most incredible performances I have ever witnessed in person, firsthand.
Wow.
I mean, so it's just so good. Just so good.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Clearly a lot of life, because I think the last time I saw you all was you were opening for Ariana Grande at the time, and I uncomfortably ran into you in the hallway while you were filming something. Like you were doing this very intense, like very sexy, like walk to the stage, and I abruptly like interrupted. Like there's footage somewhere out there in existence where I look like a ridiculous moron in the back of y'all, like strutting to the stage. I hope you blurred it out.
I remember doing that exact thing, walking down the hallway in slow-mo. Just being there like, oh, sorry.
Yes, the hallway was really narrow. It was the forum. It was the way the venue was set up.
I remember that.
Thank you. It's good to know that like this is not a nightmare that just plagues me. But a lot of life has happened since then, guys. Do we start with like, how are you all doing? And I know, like, what does music mean to you right now in this very moment, each one of you?
Oh, wow.
Wow. I was just going to say, I think music has been the one thing to get us through everything.
Yeah.
And that's not just because we're singers, but just music in general is like, it just makes people happy. And I think, especially obviously during this time, but yeah, it's definitely been something to help get through such a struggle, I'd say.
What does the last body of work, Confetti, like represent to everybody? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like it represents something, right? It represents, correct me if I'm wrong, the last time you guys were 4 members and not 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're creating, have you been creating since then?
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of writing, doing new music. So yeah, it's exciting.
How does it change? How has the process changed? Has it?
Well, I guess just because it's like 10 years of being together. Yeah, we're a thank you. We're a trio now, so I guess we just want this year to be all about celebrating the success we've had so far. Like, we still kind of can't believe that we've got this far. Like 10 years for a girl band especially is quite unheard of. So yeah, we're keeping the positive energy this year and using it to celebrate 10 years, write some new music and show the world that yes, we might be a 3-piece now, but we're still here, we're together, and we want to keep making lovely music for our fans.
Has the story changed at all in terms of what you want to say? Like, let's go back to Confetti, right? Like, even the song Confetti is like your dreams falling down on you from the sky, you know, everything that you want coming to you like confetti. What when you started that album, was there a story that you wanted to tell with the project?
I just remember with Confetti, like, we didn't put any pressure on ourselves. It was an album that just came together really naturally. I think LM5 was obviously, like, we spoke about a lot of issues. Whereas with Confetti, I think we just wanted it to be a bit of a celebration, a bit of a party. So when I think of the song Confetti, I feel like, oh God, I had a word and it's gone out of my brain. My brain is like mush at the minute. It's just it's just super, super empowering. And yeah, I think that's why we wanted to call the album Confetti. But yeah, the main thing is it's a celebration, and it's a celebration of Little Mix over the 10 years. And I think that's kind of like the idea around the album.
The idea of being together 10 years, that, I mean, that's a decade. Like, you've put in 10,000 hours plus into this.
Wow.
Did you ever think that that was actually a possibility when y'all first embarked on this journey?
I think we'd hoped. Like, I think for us, the main thing that's kept us going for 10 years is our friendship, full understanding of each other, and how much we love and adore each other. And we all want the same. And I think that's why we've kind of lasted so long. Like, we've had so much fun. Like, it's been the most insane roller coaster ever. Like, the 10 years that we've experienced together has been incredible. And I think at the very beginning, we knew we had something special together, harmonized when we sung together, our vibe with each other. But I think the reason here now is because we love what we do and we love each other so much. And I think that's why it's worked.
You just made me feel really emotional, by the way. Literally.
I mean, the truth is, like, a lot of groups don't have both, right? A lot of groups could have one or the other, but success does not necessarily, well, you could have success, but it's short-lived success if you just have the fact that you can all harmonize together and not be friends.
Completely.
Or you could just be friends and let that run everything, and, you know, you never do much.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like, we always had the same vision together. Like, we always wanted to be equal. Nobody wanted to, like, outshine someone else, do you know what I mean? And I think the minute that happens in a group dynamic is where, you know, the cracks start to show. If someone's got a bit more of an ego than the other, like, we've always been very determined to remain equal, even when, you know, over the years people on our team, or, you know, whoever else might have suggested otherwise, or that sort of idea on us. It's been, you know, us that have said, no, we know this to work better, this is healthier doing it this way. It has, like, it's got us where we are now, is to all have the same ambition, have the same agenda, and be there for each other without trying to outdo each other.
That's like the unwavering commitment to one another is so vital as you go, like, as you travel in any career, right? Like, to have, like, a group of people that you commit to, but the fact that, like, you all are in this together doing it. And I mean, I can't even imagine, you know, the people who tried to get into everybody's ear over the years, and like that, but like that, there's so much to that. There's so much meaning behind that. Like, that is so much power. What have you learned about yourselves over the last 10 years?
Gosh, so much.
Probably a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of change.
I think I believe in my power more, and I think as you get older, you just kind of think, you know what, like, negative comments and things like that, they don't faze you as much, because you know that you're amazing, like, you know that you're sick. And I think that probably goes for all three of us. Like, just sod the trolls and anyone that's got anything bad to say, because we're not here for it and we haven't got time for it. And you build a thick skin. So yeah, I think just more confidence in ourselves, I'd say.
That confidence is, by the way, like, priceless, because it allows you to do things and live life in a way that you couldn't before, right? Because, like, you're not afraid of what somebody's going to say or how they're going to perceive you, because you're in this for something larger, or the mission's bigger.
Yeah.
Completely. And also, we were babies. Like, when we first got put in the group, we were babies, like 17 years old, 18 years old. Like, it was crazy for us. So I think to mature and to grow up and to find who we are individually and as a group in the public eye is kind of wild when you think about it. So for the past 10 years of us growing and learning who we are, everybody else has been learning with us. So it's been like, it's been quite intense, but yeah, that's why we're lucky to have each other, I think.
Guys, you've had so much success, but when is Little Mix going to take over America? I don't understand why it hasn't happened already.
Honestly. That's all really.
Yeah.
Probably the one thing that we would always, what is it? Not a regret, but like a niggly thing that we'll always have, because we don't understand it either.
It just doesn't make sense.
I think like we, work ethic wise, we definitely had that going on, and we've got the talent, we've got the fan base. I suppose you can't control always the people around you and how that all works. Well, especially then we couldn't. I think now we're a lot more headstrong and we a bit more. But yeah, I feel like we, especially in the beginning, we had a massive surge in America, and we came over and we were present, and we came to see you, and we did the whole rounds of the radios, we did all that, and it and it was working, and then I think we left. And it sort of quieted down a bit, and we came back again, and we had it again, and then we had to, I think it was just too many opinions around us of what was and wasn't the right thing to do in terms of America. And at a young age, trying to listen to these people who have more experience than you, or believe that what they say is the right way. And so there was a bit of that, and I feel like we've done so much hard work in America. It'll be just our luck if like one day in like a few years time, like one song will just pop off without any form of like work from us whatsoever. I'll be like, are you fucking joking? Do you know what I mean?
But that's confidence and consistency, right? Like, and you guys are always consistent, and confidence, is very abundant. And I don't know, like, truth. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, where else? Where are the other, outside of Blackpink? Where are the other girl groups out there? I mean,
not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Like, am I crazy?
No, I thought it should have happened already. I mean, the songs are great. They get better and better every album.
Dude.
Your voices are great. I mean, everything's great. I just don't know why. It's got to happen at some point.
Sweet Melody is so good. It is so good. Also, not a pop song. So good. Can we talk about that here? Like, are you going for a different sound with what you're doing next? But at the same time, like, I feel like you guys have a distinct sound, even though each song does sound different from the last.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's our voices and the blend.
Yeah.
I think you just know, like, even like with Sweet Melody, it's a different sort of sound for us, but you still know it's a Little Mix song. So yeah, I think we kind of just naturally have that with our voices. But I think in terms of the music that we're going to bring out, we're just bringing out songs that we love. I don't think there's point in putting any pressure on it. Like, if we love a song and it just works in the studio, then I think it's good, really. I feel like with our 10 years, it's like, can kind of put out whatever we really feel, whatever we love.
And by the way, like, I couldn't agree more with that, right? So it's about like, what was the gauge for music before? Were you putting out music that you loved? Or were you putting out music that producers loved, that a label loved?
Well, I think it was a bit of both, really. I think right from the beginning, especially at that DNA album, like, we wrote so much of that record, and we continue to write and have written over the years, even though we still seem oh
my god, somebody's behind you. Hi.
Oh, sorry, that's my boyfriend.
Jordan's there. He was
How did I put it back on?
Yeah, he blended it perfectly.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
my friend is cold and it went.
No, you can stay. Yo.
How did none of us notice him sat there?
I know.
He was perfectly placed behind her head.
I'm so confused.
That's my next trick. No, bless him. Sorry, someone called it. That was so embarrassing. Right, what was I saying? I can't remember the question. I'm getting all flustered. Oh,
I'm so sorry. No, I feel terrible. I can't control the energy from thousands of miles away. And I don't know how things read over Zoom. What were we talking about? I still can't believe a person was behind you. That's wild. That's like one of those like that that will be a meme, I think. We were talking about
my mind went blank.
no,
I
we were
don't
talking
know.
about music that's coming out.
Yeah.
That's what you were discussing.
oh, it was about writing and stuff, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I really like. Does the sound have to change now that you're a three-piece, or do you have the ability to maintain like? And or do you want it to sound different, especially after 10 years? Because you guys control it, and we were talking about making music before, like talking about DNA. Like, were you making music for yourself, or were you making music for producers and label?
Do you know what?
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And I was saying it's a bit of both, isn't it? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
we've always been very headstrong of what sound we want to have and what music we want to do. But I think there were like maybe a few times along the way where we felt a bit pushed into a direction or pushed into like a song, like almost like a bribe, like, well, you know, if you don't do this song, you can't have that. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there was a point where there was a bit of that. There's a bit of acceptance for us. And I think it got to the point where we were like, do you know what? We don't care if we don't have that thing because we don't want to do that. So no.
But, so what happens when that starts to take over? Is it like you're liberated, right? You feel freed when you get to say no for the first time, but also scary, I guess, because God forbid that is the song.
Well, you end up moving labels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, amen. So with that comes what you want, right? Like that comes, you get to set the rules, at least more than the last relationship.
Yeah, I think for us, our argument, you might want to call it, is, you know, we're releasing the music. That's going to be on our kind of repertoire forever.
Yeah.
It's, we're going to have to tour it. We're going to sing it. We're going to perform, and we're going to live with this song 24/7. Like, you're not the ones necessarily doing that, you know? And I think that was always our argument. If we don't feel passionate about a song and we don't feel like this should be single or next single or third single, then we're not going to feel comfortable doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it can be kind of scary at first. We never were 100% confident in saying no to people for a long time. I think we tried, but eventually we did start to think, no, like, we're not children. We're not going to be told what to do. We're the ones promoting it. So this is how it's going to go. And I think luckily, like, we do have a team around us that are 100% game with that. Like, they trust us. They know what we want to do is what we're going to do at the end of the day. So yeah.
When do you think this took over? When did this energy like fully like when did the winds of change finally settle and you guys kind of like had more control?
I said from Confetti.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like, with LM5, I feel like that was the beginning of us writing more about things we were passionate about. And I think maybe without realizing at the time, like, subconsciously, LM5 sort of helped us find our voices and helped us feel more independent and feel more like we could say what we wanted. Like, I mean, we've always written about female empowerment, but I feel like LM5 specifically, it was a bit more of a bit more badass and a bit more like songs like Joan of Arc or Sorry. Just as a record, I definitely felt like a shift that where we were, and I guess just maturing as well and feeling more educated on social issues and stuff. So then when it came to Confetti, and once we moved labels and stuff off the back of LM5, it was like, okay, this is a new chapter. We don't take any shit anymore. We say exactly what we want to do, and you have to go that, like, and also like, you have to remember 10 years ago when we first started out, the music industry was so different. I feel like we just clipped the end of that generation where you were sort of dictated a lot more, you know, coming out of a reality TV show and being signed to labels where they were known for being, you know, pulling the strings a lot more than than would happen now. Like I don't feel like that sort of dynamic would work now with music. You know, you've got your Billie Eilishes and artists who literally create it themselves, and then they tell the label what they want to do. You know?
It's the most organic and the most democratized it's ever been. You know, like people like you can get music out there and people decide, and they have the power to decide and in new ways. But the truth is, like, y'all having control over what you want to put out and the songs you create and the things that are etched into your DNA, because like the truth is, like, when you make a song, like, it's more than just your work, you know, it's who you are as a person. It's a part of you. It's a part of your being. Just being honest and asking honestly, like, is it a setback at all when Jessie tells you that she doesn't want to be a part of the group anymore, because you were making this headway in terms of confidence and control, both creatively and I'm assuming in the business world, you know, in ways that you haven't had it previous? Because maybe it was a hiccup that like you weren't expecting.
I think with situations like that, whether you're expecting it or not, I think in that kind of situation, if an individual is feeling a certain way, all you can do is support and be the support system that they need. And, you know, if someone makes a decision that they're 100% sure on, you have to just be happy with that, you know? But I think we're still, as a three, gonna still stand our ground, make music that we love, just have nice positive vibes this year. Like, that's all we want. Making music creatively, like, touring, just everything. Like, we're just looking forward to doing everything and just enjoying it as a three.
That makes me a little emotional, because going back to the top of the conversation, like, what you all are is friend family, right? Like, this idea that you have this unwavering commitment to each other, that came through in that, like, and like, because some people could be pissed. Some people could be like, okay, we've been a four-piece for 10 years, you know, whatever it was. And we have now control that we've never had before. We can do whatever we want. And now we have to tackle this obstacle at the exact same time. You know, but you just wanted the best for one another.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think what comes with having that sort of sisterhood, like kind of looking out for each other, we would always respect whatever anyone wants to do. You can't force anyone to want to be in something. But I think the main thing is, like, we've got a really good year planned. Like, us three are super solid. And again, as Perry said as well, like, it's all about positive vibes. Like, that's all we want. So yeah, I think we're ready to tackle this year, and we've got so much amazing things to come. So yeah, we feel good.
How many songs are we sitting on right now? Like, or are we going, because Confetti obviously is the next single off the last album. Is that going to be the final single from this body of work?
Yeah. I think this was the perfect way to, like, close this era, because, you know, as you say, we went from a 4 to a 3 with this record, but we weren't ready to, like, close it without, like, letting Confetti have its moment, or like, still letting the whole plan happen and shine as it was meant to. So that's why we still went ahead with Confetti and got Saweetie on it and did the video that we'd always wanted to do. And I guess it was nice as well to show the fans that we're okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can still do it, and we can still finish this era and move on to the next one. So it felt like the right thing to do, to round it off and finish with Confetti before moving on to the new stuff.
So how many songs do y'all have done for the new era of music?
Why do I feel like we've got loads of stuff?
We've got loads of just randomly waiting in the wings that we've written. Or we have collabs that are coming out soon as well. So there is actually quite a lot going on.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so collaborations with who? Like, you got what? Feed me. What?
Well, we can't tell you, can we? And that's not a surprise.
You have a bunch of stuff ready to go. That excites me. What are you thinking?
Well, I know you guys had to push your tour back till next year, but how do you kind of break apart those songs now that those songs, you're kind of down a person when you created them? So how do you perform them live?
Oh, I mean, we haven't thought that far ahead.
Yeah.
But
That's what rehearsals are for.
Yeah,
Lots
exactly.
of rehearsal time.
I mean, we'll make it work. You know what I mean? We'll take turns, and we've done things like that before. If someone's not well, we've literally had moments where like someone's not well, like an hour before stage time, and we literally look at each other and we're like, we're really about to go on stage and just make this up as we go along.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've done it before, and we'll do it again, and it'll be fine. But I mean, we definitely have those moments where it's like, if there's a high bit that Jessie might have done, I'm not taking that hunt. Someone else can do it. If it's a challenging vocal, count me out.
Sure. You can't real.
How are you all creating? Are you going into the studio together? Are you doing it from home? Like, what's the creative flow here?
We're going in the studio. Oh.
Yeah, this one.
I was gonna say we're going in the studio finally, which is amazing. Like I am so sick of Zoom, so for us to get in the studio together and like make magic is just how it should always be. Like no more Zoom sessions. Yeah, so it's good being not back together again.
Yeah, Zoom fatigue is real.
Hopefully next time we see you guys will be in person and not over Zoom, because we're over Zoom too.
Please.
Yeah.
Do we think we have enough stuff for a new album?
You're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, you'll have to wait.
We do have a lot though. We've got a lot in the wings.
Question. So after Confetti, the album comes out and you guys are now a trio, do you have to sit down together and say, okay, what direction do us as a trio want to go in? Or is it kind of naturally happen?
I think it's naturally happened.
Yeah.
I think things always just people we work with as well, like Camille, when we write with her, she's literally my favorite person to write with, because we'll be on an idea for 5 minutes. If she's not feeling it, she's like, no, next one now. And then we'll go on to the next idea and the next idea. And it's just such a creative process where it's just constantly moving. Like as soon as we hit that little bit of block, like Camille has no time for writer's block. She's like, no, I'm out. We're done. Like, and I think that's like the fun way of creating. We're not good because we're forcing something. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah.
I'm excited. I want to hear these collaborations. I just want to hear music. The last album, Confetti, there's going to be a link in the description below if you haven't heard it, but really, Confetti featuring Saweetie is chef's kiss.
Yeah, why was she the perfect person for this collaboration?
Why?
Yeah, she smashed it.
Well, and I think, well, we also we used to warm up to Saweetie songs on tour, so it's kind of like a full circle moment for us. We've gone from doing warm-ups and stretching our muscles to Saweetie to now having her on a track, so that's pretty cool. But she's a badass, isn't she? And she really matches the Confetti vibe and the energy of that song. And when we first listened to her rap when it first came through, we listened to it and we're like, oh my god, it's actually perfect. Literally wouldn't change it.
Saweetie is tapped in, Daniel.
Tap in.
Yes. Dumb joke. Also, can I just say, I got to give you all a lot of credit. I was reading an article. I guess you mentioned that you guys go to therapy together. Just thank you for being honest and open about that. I think it's a very, very real mission to erase the stigma attached with mental health, and people should look at mental health the same way we look at physical health. And any conversations about that, I just think, because people need to know that is an option, and people should seek that out, and it's okay to seek it out. Yeah, it's good to talk about it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I think for us in terms of group therapy as well, it's like we do see each other 24/7, and I think sometimes the boundaries are blurred between work balance and life balance, and we're family but we're colleagues, so it's important for us to always make sure that we're in a space where we can disagree with each other, or we can be there for each other, always in the right, healthy way. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and I think especially with everything that's been going on, it's really healthy to do that and talk to each other and have individual therapy. And we are really big believers in doing that. Not being ashamed of doing that either.
Yeah, completely agree when you say we need to normalize and look at it like physical health. because mental health is such a powerful thing. And I think it is still like taboo, isn't it? Like people get embarrassed if they mention they need therapy or need to speak to somebody. But it's honestly, it's the best thing. It's the most amazing thing to relieve how you're feeling. Just speaking to somebody, speaking to a stranger, speaking to like anyone, just getting it off your chest. So important. So yeah.
And you guys live and create differently with that weight and that baggage, you know, off your back. You have to.
Yeah. Healthy if you keep it in. I think it just makes you feel worse because it just builds and builds and builds till you feel like you're going to explode.
Yeah.
Can you stop? Seriously.
By the way, your dogs are my favorite.
Your dog snoring throughout the whole thing is so funny.
I know what that was. I was like, is somebody grunting in the background?
No, do you know what? His dinner because it's obviously time for dinner and he just won't stop snoring. Look at him.
Oh, look.
Oh my God, his eyes. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with you.
The whole in he's just
I kept thinking it was my stomach. I was like,
I'm trying to punch him off, but he won't go. Like he fights it.
10 years of Little Mix. Please listen to Confetti featuring Saweetie. There's a link in the description below. And I'm begging, like, we'll figure out something in person when the new era, when the new era dawns. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but when it starts, you know, when it begins, I would love to do something in person and in depth. I just very much appreciate you guys in a very real way. And yeah, thanks for making music and being here today. Appreciate it.
Aww, we love you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, love, love, love forever. Have an amazing night, and thank you for thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Thank you.